5% of all the money that's going to be spent is for infrastructure projects. A good chunk of it, about $250 billion, goes to income transfer projects. So in terms of just job creation, it's not all about infrastructure. In fact, less than 5% of it is.
Oh, that's exactly right. The other thing that you'll find is you've got the income transfers, as you mentioned, but the other group of people, the other group of departments that is the first in line for spending this money are government agencies. You mentioned National Endowment for the Arts, but we just got a grab bag of projects in the intelligence community. I'm the ranking Republican on the Intelligence Committee. The intelligence community is getting $700 million for various construction projects that normally go through an authorization and review process. These things have never been reviewed. They're just, the director of national intelligence said, well, if you're going to give me money, here's what I'd like to have.
Well, what do you need to hear, Representative? What would you prefer to hear in this bill? Already there is more than $200 billion in tax cuts, which seems to be speaking to the Republican side here.
What I'd like to see is, number one, we need to make sure all the government agencies and the spending is moving in a consistent direction. The TARP funds, bank regulators, and now the stimulus package, it needs to be focused. It needs to be on tax cuts to businesses to invest. It needs to be to individuals to spend, and then perhaps on some other government spending. But what we have now is we have a grab bag where we are throwing all kinds of things against the wall. I think we're creating something like at least 20 new federal programs that have never gone through any kind of review by Congress, and a lot of people are looking at these and saying this is more about a grab bag of liberal interest groups getting a payback for this election rather than funding that is really going to have an impact on creating jobs.
Representative Edwards, why don't you take that challenge there? What do you have to say to that?
Well, the fact of the matter is that we are creating jobs under this package. And, if you look at this economy, it's true that we've lost so many jobs in the construction sector. We've lost jobs in every sector. And so what we've done is we've created a package that will really do job creation across the board, from those high-wage science jobs to high-wage construction jobs and a lot of things in between. Americans want to get back to work. They want to work. And we have a package here that's going to go through the House of Representatives, go through the Congress, and to the President's desk so that we can get people back to work really in this next 90 days. Start creating those jobs that will have a ripple effect, a positive ripple effect throughout the economy.
But Congresswoman Edwards, less than 5% of the total is going to infrastructure projects.
Well, we create jobs through investments in our public infrastructure, but we also create jobs, for example, jobs that are investing in our energy future, looking at the science and the research and technology that we need to do. There are jobs being created through those venues, too. There are jobs created in our schools and our universities to make sure that our children are educated for the future. And so we have a package that, while there's a concentration of jobs in the construction sector, in public infrastructure, there are also jobs created throughout the economy.
We only have about 20 seconds left. Since you started, Representative Edwards, I'll let Representative Hoekstra end.
Well, I think that when we met with the President yesterday, the President said, I want a bipartisan approach that will get significant support on both sides of the aisle. This plan was written by Democrats. It's going to be passed by Democratic votes. I hope that as we go to the Senate and as we go to a conference committee, we really get a collection of Republican and Democratic ideas into this bill so that when we finally send a bill to the President, it will have both of our fingerprints on it and we will both be able to support it.
Pete Hoekstra, Donna